via the air safely, where he ended up on Bel Air Beach, pulled into a driveway, tried to carjack another vehicle. He had a kind of that person tried to intervene and keep him from stealing his truck. That's when the sheriff's office K-9 showed up. The man tried to run, and that's when the K-9 apprehended him. He so that he suffered some injuries from the K-9. He was taken to Morton Plant Hospital to be medically cleared and then transported to the jail. During the time he was taken into custody, he made sure that he let those who were there, the sheriff's office and police, know that he was the I-4 bandit from several years ago. So he was kind of trying to make sure we knew of his history for some reason.
What kind of guy is this? He made it known who he was, and we know his history, and we've covered it before, obviously. But what kind of individual is this person to say, hey, to be accused of doing this years ago and come back and do the same thing? What kind of person is this?
I mean, the biggest thing I can think of is that apparently he didn't learn his lesson the first time around, and that for some reason he's very proud of his past. I'm not sure why that is. A man that's suspected of holding up 19 banks back in the 1990s. I believe he was convicted of robbing 6 banks, and here he is in November of 2021 robbing possibly 3 more banks. We charged him, with our robbery today. Temple Terrace and St. Pete might have him as a suspect in theirs. So apparently this is a man who doesn't learn his lesson very well about the federal criminal justice system.
And he's recently, like you just mentioned, accused of robbing some other banks in the area, even more recently?
Right. In November of this year, there was recently some intelligence put out amongst law enforcement agencies to be on the lookout for this guy because he had robbed a bank in Temple Terrace, and we believe he robbed a bank in St. Petersburg, and then today he struck again in Clearwater. So he was back at it again.
You mentioned he tried to steal another vehicle, I guess not too far from here.
Yeah.
The individual put up a fight with this person, so that kind of helped you all out, at least find this person? Or
right. The helicopter was following him from the time they tried the traffic stop at West Bay and Clearwater Largo Road. So the helicopter had an eye on him the whole time, was able to track him because he's driving recklessly. He's speeding along. It's not safe to follow him. Or, we don't chase, we don't pursue, we don't engage in those types of behavior that are dangerous for others. So we let the helicopter in the sky keep an eye on him. He has no clue he's being followed. So we see him, or the deputies see him in the air in Bel Air Beach. They watch him pull into a driveway. They watch him try to jump into a white truck. And at that time, the owner comes out and tries to stop him. There's some type of confrontation between those two, and that confrontation goes on long enough that a deputy and a K-9 handler is able to get there. He runs from the scene. He's dropping money everywhere, and that's when the K-9 is able to apprehend him along with the handler. We are incredibly grateful for the help of the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office, for their deputies, for their K-9 handlers, and for their eye in the sky that helped bring this to a very quick conclusion. I think 26 minutes was the time from the first call to when he was actually taken into custody. So it took great cooperation and collaboration between our two agencies to bring this guy to justice.
Lastly, for me, what can be done to keep this guy behind bars now?
That's for people beyond us. That's for the justice system to figure out. One would be hopeful that maybe this time he goes to prison for a long, long time and perhaps never gets out to do these kinds of crimes again. That's it?
Thank you.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you all.